Dear students, in this session, we will identify the two important families in your syllabus that belong to the subclass, that is Gamopetli, in which we will learn two important families, that is the Solanaceae, that is also called as nightshade family. This one is the plants that belong to the Solanaceae family, that is known as nightshade family. And the next we will learn about the next family that is called as Convolvulaceae, or in commonly it is called as the morning glory family. So first, starting with the first family, that is Solanaceae, that is called as nightshade family. So how to identify this family Solanaceae? Here we have three plants. One is Solanum nigrum, which is also called as in commonly Makoi. Then next, one of the most common plant that all of you know about it, that is the Solanum lycopersicum, or which is commonly called as tomato. So all of you aware with the tomato, you daily consume this particular plant. So how to identify this particular plant? And next one is also very common plant, that is Solanum melongena, that is also commonly known as a brinjal. So this is also very common known vegetable, tomato, brinjal, and many other vegetable plants is belong to this particular family Solanaceae, like chili, and many other plants are very important, economically important. So starting with the first plant, that is Solanum nigrum, which is growing in wild in India. So it is a cultivated in, growing in wild and has many medicinal benefits. So how to identify this particular family Solanaceae? So starting with, as you can see, it has a habit herbaceous. So if we see, the stems are green in color. So herbaceous stem, they have a weak stem. And if we see the arrangement of leaves, that is a phyllotaxy, which has a alternating arrangement, and these particular plants have a X stipulate. As previously in session, sir had tell you about the X stipulates. These plants don't have a stipulates. So these are termed as that these leaves are X stipulate. Then the arrangement of leaves are alternate. You can see one leaf is arranging here, then the next one is like this and this. This is called as the alternate arrangement of leaves. And these, if you see a single leaf, it is a simple type. Leaf has a two main part. One is the petiole and the next one is the blade. So if the petiole is present, this one is the petiole, that leaf is termed as the petiolate. So it is a simple petiolate leaf and with a alternate arrangement. But if you see the plants where flower is present, the leaf is tend to become opposite. As you can see here, the leaves are now become opposite. So at the below side, you will find that the leaves are alternate arrangement, but at the upper portion where the inflorescence is present, the leaf become opposite. This one is the one of the characters of the family Solanaceae, because at the base they have alternate arrangement, but when they have an inflorescence, the leaf tend to become the opposite. So one diagnostic feature is that is the leaf at the flower side become opposite. Then I have already told you about the simple type leaf, and the next important flower characteristic is the inflorescence. Now inflorescence of this particular family is cymose type. In this particular Solanum nigrum, either they have either cymose inflorescence or may they have a solitary inflorescence. Like cymose, the terminal flower is that close the growth of the axis, that is the cymose, and then there have branches. We all have flowers, they are Solanum melongena, in which there is a presence of inflorescence, that is a solitary. Solitary means the flower is present singly, as you can see here, only single flower is present at the axillary position. So in this family, either they have a cymose inflorescence, as you can see in the Solanum nigrum, or here you can see they have a solitary axillary flower. So these families have a generally two type of inflorescence, either cymose, as you can see in Solanum nigrum, or solitary, as you can see in this Solanum melongena. So this is the inflorescence of this particular family. Now if you see the flower of this particular plant, so this is the inflorescence. Then if you identify, I see the characteristics of the flower, because we are studying two families. One is the Convolvulaceae and the next is Solanaceae. So if you have to differentiate between the Solanaceae and Convolvulaceae, these flower, as you can say, the one of the characteristics of this particular family, as flower has a 4 part in general: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So calyx, one of the characteristic feature of this particular family, the calyx is persistent. As you can see in this particular brinjal fruit, the calyx is still present at the fruit stage. So this is called as persistent when the calyx is intact at the fruit stage, as you can see in brinjal, as well as you have also seen in your home in the tomato or in the chilies. These calyx structure is still present in there, that is called as persistent. Then the next is corolla. As we have already studied in theory class that this particular families belong to Gamopetalae. So the petals here are fused. You can see here the petals are fused at the base. So this is termed as the fused, that is the Gamopetalae. Gamo means fused. So they have a petals fused. Then the next, these two, calyx and corolla, are the accessory part of the flower. The next part is androecium. Calyx is also 5 in number. Corolla is also 5. Then if we see the androecium, androecium is also present in 5 numbers, as you can see here, or you can also see in this large flower. These are the androecium which is present in 5 numbers, and you can easily see from this flower the size of all the 5 androeciums are equal. This is the one of the characteristic of the family, how to differentiate between the Columbaceae, that they have a different length of filaments. While in the case of Solanaceae, they have a equal length of filaments. You can see all the filament lengths are same. While in Convolvulaceae, I will show you later that they have a different length of stamens. And then this is the one differentiation. Then this androecium is attached to the petal, that is termed as the epipetalous condition. And the next diagnostic feature in this present in this particular family is gynoecium, although it is not visible in this particular flower. But if you see in the fruits, that is either cut by the tomato, they have a swollen placenta. If you cut a tomato plant, they have a seeds in which the seeds are arranged, that is the swollen placenta, and this placenta is placed obliquely in respect to the mother axis. So the one of the characteristics of this particular family is they have a obliquely placed septa, and they have a many numbers of ovules in each locule. So these fruits have a, you can see these are the tiny ovules which become seed at later stage. So these are the many numbers of ovules that present in this particular family. Then this is the some characteristic, and the fruit is berry. So this particular fruit is called as the berry. So these are the some characteristics like the presence of persistent calyx, one of the characteristics of this particular family. Then equal size of the filament and swollen placenta with many ovules. These are some identifying characters of the family Solanaceae, and it is a very economically important plant because many of the vegetables that belong to this particular family, like I have already told you that one in my hand, that is the brinjal, then tomato, chili, many plants that belong to this family, that is Solanaceae. So hopefully you will identify this particular plant when you see in wild state, or in at your home you easily identify it with the presence of this persistent calyx. So hopefully you identify it. Thank you.